of mortals. In this video, I would like to discuss a pretty personal subject. Maybe this spontaneous video will be helpful to someone. I don't know, maybe. But I would like to talk about a subject that is very familiar to me. I faced it for pretty long time and not just once, and maybe some of you are facing it right now, or maybe faced it in the past, but maybe you go through it and you don't know what to do with it, and maybe this video will somehow help you. Well, in this video I would like to talk about burnouts and art block and how to overcome such kind of things. Well, these two subjects, they often were serious for me, because there were periods in my life when I had such kind of problems, when I had an art block and I either did not make any art for a long time, or maybe I did it, but I did it like, I did it very slowly, or I did it like I've done it, but at the same time I don't really feel festive. Even if I know that I've done a great job, but I feel like, like I've done a music album, for example, and then, okay, then fine, yeah, good job, and move on to something next. Yeah, like done, and move on. And I always felt frustrated when I felt that way. I remember one of the biggest art blocks in my life was in 2021. It was when I made one of my best albums. I worked from morning until evening, almost non-stop, during 4 months on one of my best albums that I'm truly happy I made it. No regrets, don't take me wrong. It's the album Ember Salvation. It's a great album. I don't regret that I made it. But the thing is that after creating that album, I felt so upset that I felt that this album is so awesome. I put such attention to details in it when I made it, but I felt sad that other people could not appreciate it together with me. I felt sad that almost no one else listened to it. I felt kind of sad from it. So the problem was not about the album. The album is awesome. I feel happy that I made it, but it was about my attitude, because I always wanted to be an artist, and obviously some people might deny it about themselves, but I think all artists in this or that way, they want to create something, and they want other people to appreciate it together with them. And when you've done something great and you're happy about it, but you don't know who to share that happiness with, So in this or that way, all artists want to get recognition for their art. And I'm not an exception. And that desire, it put me into that very, very long art block, where I either did not make anything for a long time, or when I did some works, but I felt like, yeah, pretty good job, okay, done and done, now let's move on. Let's do something next. So how did I overcome it? It took me 2 years. Just to let you know, it took me 2 years to overcome that art block. From 2021 until 2023. So I overcame it a few months ago. Actually, how did I feel? How did I do it? I think that one of the most important things that you need to know to overcome your art block and your burnouts, not only in art, just in general in life. I think you can overcome such kind of things through self-awareness. Because I remember back in 2023, I even, during my burnout in 2022 and even in 2021, I had thoughts, maybe I need to quit music. Because I'm doing it for like a decade, but I still don't have I don't have audience. People don't care about my art. People don't care about my music. And it made me feel really, really upset. It frustrated me a lot. And I felt like I'm standing on the same spot. I felt like I'm often like I did not feel like maybe I'm not talented. Maybe there's something wrong about me. Maybe I'm thinking that I'm talented. But what if I'm not as good as I think I am? What if I'm not good enough? And I've had this kind of pretty upsetting thoughts, obviously. So how did I overcome all of that? I think it's very important to be self-aware, to overcome such kind of thoughts, to overcome burnouts and art blocks. At one point, I decided to sit behind the table, work on music, work on my fourth album from my main music, which is called If the Dolls Are Quiet Doesn't Mean They Can See You. And I decided, it was already in 2023. And I just, at one point I thought, like, fuck that. Okay, if I am a mediocre artist, so be it. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care. I told about it out loud. I said, I am a mediocre artist. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't care. I'm not like a Mozart. I'm not Mozart. I'm not Wagner. Okay, and it's okay. It's fine. Even in those genres of music that I'm working, even if I'm mediocre, like maybe I'm not good as, I don't know, Genesis P-Orridge, for instance, in industrial music. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I just simply I became more self-aware, and I admitted to myself, like, okay, I am a mediocre artist. Okay, I don't care. And the thing is that I stopped caring about people's validation. People in life, they often they have all of those depressive thoughts that they always try to prove anything to the whole world. They studied in school, they wrote different tasks in school. And they were like, yeah, I will write this without making any single mistake. I will get high score for my work. A teacher will give me high score, and I will get the validation. And then people, they go away from the school, and they are like, and they graduated from the school physically, but mentally they are still in school. They are in the state of fucking eternal students, and they still want to prove something. They want to get high score for whatever they do. It's okay. Look, and don't take me wrong. If you want to learn something, if you want to improve yourself in something, you want to, for instance, become really good in playing guitar, it's absolutely fine. It's normal thing, and you better do it if you really want. If you really want it, it's absolutely fine. Or you have a job, for instance, you work as a manager, for example, and you wanna work. So you wanna work as a manager, and you want to get promoted. You want to become more competent at your job. It's all right. It's absolutely fine. But the thing is that I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when people are being in that kind of mindset that they always want to prove something to someone, and they still, when they were children, they all wanted to get, I don't know, validation from elders, from their parents. They're arguing with their parents when they already physically they moved out from their parents already a long time ago. They live separately from them, and their relationships with their parents are fine, but they still, in their head, they still are striving for the validation from people, from elders, from parents, from teachers, from the schools that they graduated from long time ago. Like, I think one of the most important things to get rid of art blocks, burnouts, depressions, etc. is to let it all go. Let it go. Just accept yourself for who you are. If you want to improve in something, it's okay. It's absolutely fine. If you want to achieve something in life, it's good. But you need to stop trying to prove to, I don't know, some imaginary people in your brain that you're worthy of something. Stop trying that you are special in any way, that you are the main character in your own story. Stop trying to prove to the whole planet something that you even don't know what. Stop trying to prove something to yourself, that you're worthy of something, that you're special, that the whole universe is revolving around you and you're the main character in your story. You're not some kind of an NPC. Like, dude, just sit down, calm down, and admit to yourself for who you are. Like, okay, I'm not special. Maybe I'm a fucking NPC. Maybe I'm not really a main character in my story. It's fine. I don't mind. It's okay. I accept myself for who I am, and it's fine. And I'm self-aware about myself. So same happens when you do art and you have art block. Just for instance, at one point I just sat down, I stopped trying to be another Mozart, and I just simply told out loud, not just in my head, but I just told it out loud. I am a mediocre musician, and I don't care. It's just it's my life. I'm doing art because it brings meaning to my life. I really enjoy doing it. I find lots of fulfillment in it, and this is enough. And this is plenty enough. I find it just brings meaning into my life, and I find fulfillment in the process, in having ideas and showing those ideas through art. And this is enough for me. I think this is very very important about how to overcome any art blocks and burnouts. And you can just I don't know, and you can just sit and you can start from little. You can start from little things. I don't know, take your, if you have ukulele, for example, take ukulele, start playing. Doesn't matter what. Start from little. One step at a time. Tirin, 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 tirin. And something, little by little, you will build something. That's how I made my 4th album from my main music. The album is called If the Dolls Are Quiet, Doesn't Mean They Can't See You. I made that album, I think, in within 3 months. There are 9 songs. Yeah, I think, 9 songs. And this is one of my best albums that I ever done. It's one of my proudest works. Because when I accepted myself for who I am, when I stopped trying to prove anything to anyone, when I became more self-aware, I just started doing music. I don't care if it's worse than someone else's music or better. I got rid of that imaginary competition in my head. I just put a keyboard and I started working. And things started working out. Amazing, yeah? And for some songs I improvised. For some songs I could do some really stupid stuff, like some really ridiculous stuff, like taking a bottle and just playing music on it, like making sounds with a bottle, just making sounds with a bottle, then recording it on the phone, then uploading it into computer, putting some crazy effects on it, and trying to make something out from it. I don't care. I wanna try it out. Like whatever. Let it be. Like if I wanna make it like that, I will make it like that. Sometimes I put some instruments. Sometimes I just sometimes for some songs I took a notebook and I started writing note scales. And actually, just to let you know, the way I worked, seriously, I put so much effort into that album. But at the same time, I enjoyed it greatly. I enjoyed creating every song from that album. I enjoyed the process, I enjoyed the result, and I also, when I finally completed the whole album, I felt super great. I felt so awesome. I did not feel that awesome for making music for such a long time. Just to let you know, I've had so many ideas. I suddenly started having so many ideas. And I just, when I stopped just caring about what people will think about it, when I stopped just having that, main character syndrome, where I always needed to prove something, to overcome myself, like sitting on the toilet and overcoming myself. When I just got rid of all of that bullshit that I've had in my head for a long time, I started having so many ideas. I started considering that life, accepting that life for what it is, accepting myself for who I am. And so many paths opened up to me. It's not like I stopped feeling like a horse, horses, their sides are covered, so to make them more controllable, so they see only straight. see only straight. Yeah, so when you have that main character syndrome, when you have desire to prove anything, to get validation, to prove anything to someone and to get validation, you feel like a fucking horse whose sides are covered up, and you see only like straight. But when I just got rid of all of those insecurities, so many paths just opened up to me. And I see already this world, this life as some huge field of experiments where I can just, like, if I want to do something, I do it. And it's same about art. For instance, I'm drawing. I like drawing a lot. I was drawing since for as long as I know myself. I've been drawing. And sometimes I like learning about drawing theory, like about perspective, light, and shadow. And just to let you know, I do it, and I just enjoy the process of it. I don't care if I'm not as skilled as Caravaggio. Okay, fine. Okay, whatever. It's okay. So when I admitted it about myself, I started drawing, and I felt so great. I felt so awesome. And I think same is relevant for anything. Absolutely anything in life, you know. It just I think it's very important to understand. This is how you can really overcome any kind of art blocks, any kind of burnouts. Simply just become self-aware through self-awareness and enjoy chaos. Because in this world there is everything, like chaos, harmony, you know, everything. Just enjoy it. Just change your perception of some things. Change your perception. And when you just look at something from different angle, you're like, yeah, damn, this is interesting. There is something about it, you know. And same about art, like you're like this is your heaven. This is all of this like your heaven, your hell, and you're like a king in all of this. Like in this life, you feel like a king. You feel awesome. Feel great. Like, and yeah, and just be more self-aware. This is how you can overcome any kinds of art blocks. If you are, for instance, if you want to be next Jimi Hendrix, why do you need to be next Jimi Hendrix? Like, be yourself. Okay, maybe even, and if you are not as skilled as Jimi Hendrix is, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are skilled as you are, and you can become better at something, and it's good. Actually, just to let you know, when I just became more self-aware, and when I stopped just trying to seek for validation, when I just stopped trying to when I got rid of all of those kind of insecurities, I actually became more skilled in music than I was before. Really. Just so yeah, also, yeah, just instead of proving yourself, improve yourself. And yeah, be self-aware. And there is nothing wrong about being mediocre at something. If you are currently mediocre at something and you feel upset about it, but at the same time you are sad that you do nothing to improve it, and when you try you feel miserable and you just quit everything. It's just simply because you just uh, you just try to be, I don't know, next Mozart. But why do you need to be next Mozart? Be yourself. Be yourself. Just tell to yourself right now, if you have this kind of feelings that I described, like you feel really upset that like you made music but no one listens to that, or maybe you are not good about it in a skillful way, just tell to yourself, okay, I am a mediocre artist, whatever, I don't care, it doesn't matter, like I am is who I am, and you will feel much easier from it. I guarantee you. Maybe it's not really something that your favorite self-improvement, motivational internet bloggers saying to you. Like, I don't know, there are many guys who are saying like, oh, you must overcome yourself, oh, to feel like a real man, to feel like an alpha male, you must, oh. You owe nothing to anyone, remember, and accept yourself for who you are. And only through this you can become better. Only through this. Otherwise, you will simply stand on one spot and you will feel terrible from it. I guarantee you that. And even for example, when I realized what I'm telling to you right now, well, I made one of my after that I made one of my best music albums. I don't care if not many people listen to that. I don't care. I enjoyed that album. I enjoyed process, and when I made every song, I enjoyed the result, and I especially enjoyed when I completed the album. When I finally listened to the entire album, I felt happy. I liked it through and through. And so I think maybe this video will help someone. I'm not sure. I don't know how many views it will gather. I don't give a fuck anymore, to be honest. But maybe it will be helpful to someone, because I think this is the message that maybe some people understand, maybe to some people it's obvious, but there are some people who are still on the path to realizing something like that. So maybe this video will be helpful to some people. I wish you good luck. If you like this video, press like, leave a comment. Don't forget to press the bell of Satan to don't miss the new videos. Maybe you can also, I would be glad if you also watched some of my other videos on my YouTube channel. Farewell, stay out of hell.